So, you're thinking about a career in educational technology, but you probably have lots of questions as well. Well, in this video, I'm going to try to go through as many of them as I can. The most frequently asked questions, and also the ones that I think are the most pertinent to you actually deciding if educational technology is for you. So let's jump into it. What is educational technology? And there's no short answer because educational technology has been around for as long as technology and education have been around. The simple pencil, or the graphing calculator, or learning management systems, or PowerPoint, all of those are examples of learning technology. And the field of study that you're considering going into analyzes how all of those things impact learners and make a more equitable and innovative world in which they can learn more effectively. What does an educational technologist do? The short answer is they find the technology that best suits their audience. So depending on what you would be doing from day to day, or who you'd be interacting with, you find the best technology to help those people, those learners, do the best at what they came there to do. One example that's become really popular of late is the learning management system. Teachers started using these going into the pandemic to manage their students' learning in a virtual environment, but they can also be used to track learning in in-person environments as well. For teachers, it allows them to track the learning of their student really well. For students, it allows for a more individualized approach, so it feels like they're getting targeted learning based on their strengths and weaknesses. What career opportunities are available for education technology professionals? Educational technology can be used in literally any environment to raise the level of confidence in the learners. An interesting example to consider is a librarian that really wants to take their readers to the next level. They can use some kind of technology to track how quickly they're progressing. In a business environment, you might be establishing the standard operating procedures for the different types of presentations that need to be given. So you would be, as an educational technologist, the person that decides how information is shared to staff or stakeholders that will make the final decision. What are some of the developments that have contributed to the field of educational technology? Throughout history, there have been tons of changes that have shaped the field of educational technology. With the introduction of the printing press, you didn't have to rely on people telling you a story. You could find the historical first-hand accounts and learn yourself. Another example is the personal computer. We're all still sort of understanding the power of the personal computer in our learning, but now that we have internet access, we can find information about anything on the planet, and it revolutionized the way that we learn. We've also made advancements in our understanding of how people learn. For example, if you've heard of Richard Mayer, his multimedia principles have impacted us hugely because now we have a better understanding of how we should present information in a video like this. There are things that make it harder for people to understand what you're trying to tell them if you put too much information on the screen at once. So through research, development, testing, and analysis, we have found there are better ways to teach using platforms like video. If I'm using different types of technology in my classroom already, am I an educational technologist? A lot of people think that if you're good at technology and you happen to be in some kind of educational field, then you're an educational technologist. And that could be the beginning of your journey, but there are benchmarks that you have to reach. There are instructional design techniques that you need to know. There are practices that you have to put into practice in your space that will make you an educational technologist. Just knowing that these things exist is not enough. This was and is a rigorously researched field, and it's only through continual assessment do we make more progress in this field. How much do educational technologists earn? Just like any field, there's going to be variations in what an educational technologist will make. The national average for educational technologists looks to be about $63,000 a year. If you go into the corporate world, you may find that some jobs offer about $95,000 a year. So it really just depends on what industry you end up in, but you can expect to make somewhere between $50,000 to $90,000. So that's all I've got for you right now. I'm sure you still have more questions, but this should be enough to get you started on your journey. If you have more questions and you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link to a website that you can find in the description, and that'll take you to a web page that has more questions and more answers. And if you're already on that page, you'll find a lot of the answers that we went over in this video written down so you can read at your own pace, and you'll find a few other questions that you might want answers to as well. Nothing left to say but Stay awesome.